Alright, hopefully this time my notes and my camera will work. So I don't know at what point the video cut out yesterday, but solving multiplication equations was the first thing that I talked about. I may have gotten this far at least, so we have a multiplication equation. It is an equation because I have the equal sign, and the 3 is being multiplied by the x, and that equals 9. Now you can probably do this mentally, but again, the goal here is to show your work. So what we need to do is identify the variable, which is x. So I'm going to draw a box around that, and then a box around the next thing right by it. So if the goal is to get inside that box to get to the x, I need to do everything that's outside the box. So the opposite of multiplying by 3 would be to divide by 3, and whatever I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other to keep that scale balanced. Now 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that's going to get rid of that, and I'm left with x equals 9 divided by 3, which is 3. I don't know why it keeps focusing in and out. So, use inverse operations. The opposite of multiplying is to divide. Okay, so examples. The first one, if I have 2 times y equals 10, I need to isolate that variable, which is y, so I'm going to divide both sides by 2, because 2 divided by 2 is 1, and I'm left with y. Now again, we want to make sure we show our work, so to show our work, I'll write a 2 underneath that, like a fraction. I'll cross it off to indicate that I know it's 1, and then I have 1y equals 10 divided by 2, which is 5, so y equals 5. 8 equals 4 times x. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Again, always showing my work. I know 4 divided by 4 is 1x, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So 2 equals x, or x equals 2. And the third one, I have 36 equals 6e. This is as far as I think you guys got yesterday. I'll divide by 6 on both sides, and I get e equals 36 divided by 6, which is 6. Alright, now we're going to do, or I should say you are going to do a couple on your own. So let me write them down first. So we have 4n equals 8, 6x equals 24, and 20 equals 4c. So pause the video, solve those, and then when you're done, unpause the video to check. So by now you should have completed these. I'm just going to go through and show my work and make sure you have the right answer. Okay, now that we multiplication problems, now we're going to transition to division problems. So solving division equations. So for example, if I have a divided by 3 equals 7, that's a division equation. I need to isolate the variable, so I need to get that a alone, so I need to see what is being done to the a, and right now it's being divided by 3. So very similar process, we need to do the opposite of dividing by 3, which is to multiply by 3. Now notice I'm going to use the dot to indicate multiplication. You may also use parentheses, but I do not want to see the x to indicate multiplication because that could be confused. It's a variable. Whatever I do to one side, I need to keep the scales balanced, so I'll do that to the other side of the equal sign. This essentially is going to get rid of the 3 because this would be 3 times a, which is 3a in my numerator, and I would have 1 times 3, which is 3 in my denominator. So essentially I would have 3 over 3, which is 1a. So that's going to cancel, and then I get a equals 21. So very similar concept, but you are going to use multiplication to solve division problems. Okay, so again, some examples. X divided by 4 equals 8. I need to multiply both sides by 4. This is going to get rid of that, so make sure you show your work. I'm left with x equals 8 times 4, which is 32. Example 2. W divided by 4 equals 5. I'll multiply both sides by 5. I'm sorry, by 4. Oops, change that to a 4. That is going to get rid of that. I'm left with W equals 5 times 4, which is 20. And my third example, M divided by 6 equals 10. Again, I'll multiply both sides by 6. That's going to get rid of the 6. I'm left with M equals 10 times 6, which is 60. I don't know why I wrote 2 6s here, but that shouldn't be there. Alright, so a couple problems on your own. I'll write them down first. That is a Z, not a 2. So pause the video, solve these problems, unpause the video to check your answer. So by now you should have done 4 through 6, so you are just checking your answer. I will quickly go through these. Again, make sure you show your work to get full credit. So we have K equals 55, 36 equals R, and Z equals 56. And that about sums it up. So hopefully this video works.